Hello, hello. Yeah. Yeah, we are going to make a break from the charger today, and we are going to attempt to build a front suspension for Mr. Morty. So, I've been studying his design. I'm not really happy with it. Kind of struggling to see why it's so narrow. Why he decided to do this. And I need to just see how he made the steering, because that's we are basically building. Let me get closer so you can see what I'm doing. So what he did is he built himself into a corner, and we need to help him out. First, I want to make his steering so that we have a baseline, and then we can continue. I think I'll just improvise something here because I have no idea how he did it. This is a very bad steering solution, if you ask me. By the way, do you have a picture how you supported this steering link? I don't see how it's supported. I mean, if I see correctly, it's supported just in the middle here. In the middle here, and then there's the 12 stud. There's the 12 stud steering on top of it. It's not okay. This is on a Technic triangle. How? How? Let me zoom in on the picture. It sits on a triangle. Oh, now I see. Now I see. And only one stud travel is enough for your steering. Okay, that's not a lot of travel. Okay, we'll work with what you have. I see what you did here. So let me just reproduce it so we can test it. Just a second. I'll make it simpler, of course, because that's not how you did it. Is not my concern. I just want to be able to make the rest around it. So basically, Mr. Amortis mock is a supercar, if I understand this correctly. And for this supercar, Pim, can you please stop? Okay, if you say so, then it's like this. Ah, yes. Let's make it simpler. Okay. Hey, Anton. Okay. Okay. Now let's use this here. Oh. And I'm just gonna use these two. That should be our God, okay. That should be our steering. So okay. I just put another one here so it limits our travel in both directions equally. If you go to Eurobricks, there should be pictures of it there. But I let the creator of the mock put the link here, if you like so. Okay, so this is the initial condition. Let me show you what we have. This is something that Morty sent me, and in this thread here you can find the thread that led to this discussion. So we are going to make the suspension with the initial conditions. That's our limiting factor. Simply because if we start to redesign this drastically, it will require the mock to be redesigned drastically, and we do not really want that. So I had some thoughts on how to do this, and we are going to explore them. First, everybody should take a look at the pictures from the links I posted, and then I'll explain the challenge. So, thing is, the steering links, the A-arms, the lower A-arms need to be 9 studs long. And they need to be, of course, as sturdy as possible, because the car apparently is going to be very fast. And in order to cope with speed, it needs to kind of be stiff, you know. That's what we do here. Another challenge is that the pivot link, as it is in his suspension, is not. It's too far on the edge of the wheel, so that makes the steering not optimal. I've taken a look at his pictures. I can see what's happening here. This is not optimal. That's why we are going to do a multilink suspension here. I have a few ideas how to do the actual spring force. It could be done with pushrods. With a little creative approaches, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. So in the meantime, while you post the link, I am going to do a few things. I'm gonna use the red pins here because everything here is black and you can't see nothing. So at least we can have a little contrast. Okay. So these could be our lower A-arms. I say could be because we don't know. And then we're gonna mount something on top of this and see where we go. Okay. Not sure if this will work though, because I see that this needs to be basically straight. Yeah, that's where we need one link, then we need another one like here. So we need basically, we need this to be what? This is a 9er, we need this to be a 10 stud. Right. Okay. Can you post the links somewhere in the private window in Eurobricks, and then okay, that'll work. Yeah, but I cannot copy it. Post the link in Eurobricks in the private chat, and I'll copy paste it here. Oh yeah. Doesn't need to be that beefy. We need just one side. So one option would be this. One option would be this. This would be very beefy. But everything depends on the hub. Everything depends on the hub itself. And let's see what we can do with the hub. Let's see what your version is. Okay. Okay. So basically, I'm basically free to do what I like. I see. So, but no, I'm gonna build everything in light bluish gray because that's gonna be visible on camera. Otherwise, black is just, it's not a very camera friendly color. Okay. I don't know, I just put some other material outside. Maybe we are going to need it, maybe not. Possibly this. Possibly. Okay. What did I want? Yeah, some of these. And axles, of course. Axles. Like, I don't know. A few of these. And hub. No, not the LP power hub. We need to use the regular one. My favorite. Okay. Huh? No, wait. What did I? Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, that's more like it. There. And this. Yeah. Okay, so let's watch the video. Oh wait, you want it to be sturdy to bump into things? That's not gonna work. Every time you bump into something like you showed in the video, things are going to break no matter what. There's no way to make... Yes, I do. I'm on Telegram, for example. If you go on Telegram, I'm there. If you go on Viber, I'm there. If you go, I don't know, on Facebook, I'm there. Twitter, I'm there. Instagram, I'm there. So, I don't know. It's not, and I'm always under the same nickname. So, you know, I mean, the suspension that I'm aiming for is something that is going to hold up outside. If you go with the car and drive it on the road, this is gonna work. Yep, quick changes of direction. That's what we're gonna do. Never mind. Let's build this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I guess we can make it as slim as possible. I'm gonna use some 4 stud lift arms, maybe some with stop, and we must not forget our friend here, because one of those needs to be like this. Only one. The other one, the lower one, can be done differently, which is gonna be exactly what we are going to do. Like this. We also need our other friends. Are these. Okay. So basically, that would be the lower part of our suspension. So we have a virtual pivot point. That is basically if you lengthen the axis of both of these, their intersection point is where the new pivot is. Kinda. Not exactly, but kinda. Just so you can visualize it. So the new pivot point is about, let's say, about a 1 stud further out. So it's basically here. It's basically, the new pivot point is basically now here. So 1 stud further out. That's not exactly, but ish. So, you know. Yeah. Ish. Of course, now that we've done this, there's issues, of course, how to do the suspension. There's 2 schools of thought before we go to the upper control links. Now, one of them is mounting the wishbone here to the front lower control arm via a ball joint, and have you know, some sort of oh, come on, well, inboard pushrod steering, pushrod suspension. I would probably use one of these, you know, to give me more room here to make Fulcrum, and then the springs here. The other would be to mount it to the knuckle itself, you know, but I'm not sure how much movement this would allow. Not sure. That's why I would go with mounting the spring, so basically the push rod to this. If we mount it to this, we should be fine. So to the second pin here, there, and I think we have yeah, we have full range of movement, and you know, this is perfect. I think this is good. Okay, so before we continue with this, we need to make now our upper control arms. Now the upper control arms are actually very important. So I've seen the original suspension, and we are going to do something that the original designer, so Amorti, didn't anticipate. So he did have an elevated, a unequal length wishbone suspension, but what we are going to do is, in order to make the kingpin axis steeper, or not just steeper. I mean, we can make it steeper, but you see, the steeper the kingpin is, the further inside the wheel the pivot point on the ground is going to be, and we're aiming for that. The closer to the center of the wheel, the better. Now, the actual kingpin isn't here because we moved the ball joint here. So the actual pivot is not here anymore. So we already gained one stud, but by angling the kingpin, we can gain a little bit more. Let's see what the original setup was, and then compare. So let's imagine, in the worst case scenario, we could make a double wishbone bottom end and a single wishbone upper end. So multilink lower, single link upper wishbone. This is what many manufacturers do, simply because in the upper wishbone there's no space constraints, so it can be wherever they like. So one wishbone is good enough. But in our case, that's not going to be good enough, but we're building this just for comparison's sake, because in our case the wheel is the limiting factor, and we need to move the upper point outside without touching the wheel. So let's see once again. Come on. Okay. So in our new setup, in the old setup, the kingpin was rather mild. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but right now, the way we have it is this. If we used a single wishbone on top, that's what I mean, this is your setup. This is your setup. This would be our setup in this instance. See? But that's okay. I mean, if we move everything one stud to the outside, I'm pretty happy. Because I think this is too extreme. That's a pretty extreme kingpin, and I would probably prefer it to be the way you have it. That's perfectly fine. And then have a caster again. We need the caster. And we should be fine. So I mean, it's also easier if we make a double wishbone. So basically, two link on top, because then everything is two link, and we have room here for the Pushrod suspension thingy to be here. This is not for a charger. If you scroll up, there's links to a mock of a friend who has requested or asked for some help in the suspension. So we are building the front suspension of his mock. Basically, we are trying to improve it if we can. There's obviously gonna be issues. And also one other thing is, I noticed, you see, you had the steering link in the completely wrong position. I mean, even now it's going to be very neutral, but your steering link was here. And the golden rule is that if you have the steering link behind the steering axis, it should be, it should be further inward. So if you want like Ackermann steering, you want it on an axle that goes towards the center of the car, so basically towards the rear differential ish, as a rule of thumb. And if it's in the front, it needs to be further to the outside of the suspension knuckle. So, well, here it's gonna be kind of neutral because the double links will push the pivot to the outside. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine here. Okay, so let's see. And what I would also do, now leave everything as it is. We don't need to move any of the internals. We are just gonna work with what we have. Yeah, maybe there is, but we don't need it. We don't need any of it. And of course we need some caster. And we need to see how to mount these. So I don't know how much elevation we need, but we should be fine with this. And we also need to take in account camber. I'm just eyeballing it here right now, where the possible mounting point for this guy should be. If it's here, we have too much camber. Or do we? No, it could be here. Could be here. Yep. It could be here. Could be here. Yeah, there's plenty of space. We just leave everything as is on your car. And we are just adding this. So in the bottom, you see, I've used existing mounting points, so there's no need to modify anything there. I would wish that, this would allow the suspension to drop a little bit more, but I don't know. We have to live with what we have. Okay, so we need to mount this sucker here, and at the same time we need to see that the wishbone can pass through here somehow. So basically wishbone would pass through here. So we need to find a different mounting point for this. Okay. What would the ideal mounting point for this be? Okay, if we go like this. Ah, okay. Yeah. Then the new mounting point is here. because of the caster. The new mounting point is here. We can mount it either from the top or the bottom, doesn't matter. We don't care. Let me just think for a second how we're going to do that. Because we don't want this to be pulled out. That's what we don't want. This looks kind of good. Okay. No, just leave it. No need to delete anything. That's part of the challenge. You know, that's our constraints, and that's what we need to work with. So, okay. Let's do this very elegantly. So it needs to be here. We can do this like this for now. I'm just gonna do this temporarily, just so I have something to put it on. There we go. No, I just keep it here. Yep. Okay. So I can find the mounting point for this, and then we're going to do a fulcrum for the pushrod, and then we're gonna find the final solution for this. Let me just see what we need in terms of camber. Yeah, that's what we need. And this guy can be here. Perfect. Okay, this guy is then here. Here. Okay. So, if we look from the front, that's fine. Looking from the side, we have a nice caster. Also looking nice. And of course, it's moving nicely. I would say that's a much smaller angle. And of course, if we okay, we need, before we try how strong it is, and let's see, it kind of is strong, but here we go. That's the issue with Lego ball joints. The fewer you have, the less of this. The more you have, the more everything starts to wobble. What? All right. There's no kingpin. Okay. Yeah. True. But that's good. That's good. Good that you reminded me, because that's exactly the problem I have here. I would love to pull this one in. Exactly. let's pull this one in like that, and then can redesign this. Can redesign this. Have this guy one step further to the back. There we go. And not for multilink. There's no alternative for multilink. Because everything is so close together that a multilink without I mean a multilink with the normal joints is basically out of the question. Come on. Okay. Okay, so this is too close to this edge, so that's not no go. Let me just take a look at more of your pictures to see where exactly the top joint is in relation to the wheel. How much room do we actually have? Yeah. So no room. I see. I see. We don't have room there. Oh, kingpin is very essential for a suspension like this. We definitely want kingpin inclination. Okay. Let's see what gives this. Okay, so this is now pretty neutral. This is neutral. With all wheels, especially with Land Rover wheels. Especially with them. Okay, that gives us too much camber. And the caster is really small. Are you using the same wheels as on the Land Rover? Because if you are, I have Land Rover wheels, so I can play with them. So we are using this. This stream is about building a suspension, front suspension. So, okay. Okay, I don't have Porsche wheels, unfortunately, but I think these are a good representation. But you're using the other Porsche wheels, the wheels from the smaller Porsche, right? I mean, the important part is the rim actually. If the rim is of the black and white Porsche is the same as this, at least in dimensions, then that's fine. I don't know. I don't have the Porsche, so I cannot comment. Okay, so room for the pushrod is there. Oh, from the big Porsche. Okay. No, I don't have those, unfortunately. Okay, so this would be like this. Let me just check something. Okay. Ah, very, very nice fact. So, once this is under tension from the spring, suddenly the slack here is much, much, much smaller. Okay, so that's good to know. That's good to know. Unfortunately, the geometry. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the geometry from of the rest is not to my liking. Let's see what we can do about it. So we need to move it slightly further to the back, and this guy needs to be more to the front in order to move it to the back. Unfortunately, like this, it's hitting this, making things very, well, let's say not ideal. That would be an understatement, but you get the gist. So, one option would be to actually raise this guy, or well, not him specifically, but to raise this section by one stud here, because I think from the pictures we can allow ourselves this, or can we? Since I don't have the wheels here, I can just speculate if this is going to clear. But never mind. We are going to redesign the top of this. Let's see if we can make something that looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Where are we? Slightly more aesthetically pleasing. Let's see. I have a few ideas. So what if what if we do something like this, and our ball joints would be on top of this. Like this. I'm pretty sure this is gonna clear our wheel. And we can make something nice here. Only this. We're building today, we are building only this. It's a small break from the charger. You know? Every now and then we need a break from a charger. Just so we stay sane. I needed this probably more than you, but it's a welcome change of pace. So this has a chance of succeeding. Hmm. 4. So at this point, I'm assuming that that I think I remember that the Porsche wheel is even larger in diameter than the Land Rover wheel. So if what we are doing now is diameter-wise fits into this, it should fit into the Porsche wheel as well, just diameter-wise. Very good. Very good. Okay, so these are here. Now we just need to make some sort of yeah, it's wider too, but look at what I'm doing. See, what I'm doing is I'm moving the pivot points here up a bit without interfering with the wheel. So even though the Porsche wheel is wider, it should not hit this point. Thanks to this. If we did it any other way, it would. But I see right away that, at least in the Land Rover wheel, this is hitting the wheel. So see, if the Porsche rim is slightly wider than this, so the diameter is slightly wider of the rim, then we should be fine with this. This should not interfere with the Porsche rim, if you know what I mean. So I'm happy with this design, even though it doesn't fit into the Land Rover wheel. I assume it fits into the Porsche wheel. Do you have an ability to build this at home right now to test if it fits into your wheels? Yep, no problem. Do build it. So, of course, how we're gonna fit this, no problem. We just pull the axle out and mount these to the ball joints. Even better, so that the lower ball joints cannot pop out here. So this is basically holding them in at the same time, which is fine. These are number 4 connectors, by the way. See if maybe number 3 connectors fit as well. I'm interested. If number 3 connectors fit as well, this would be even better. And this is just, of course, just a prototype, nothing else. We're just fooling around. And if this is successful and this fits, then we are golden. Then we can expand on that. While I leave it here, if you need any more pictures, any more hints. But in the meantime, let's while he's building this, let's see what to do about the Pushrod fulcrums. So the Pushrod is actuating. Hey, engineering alternate words, welcome to our stream. So if the pushrod is pushing up, the fulcrum needs to be like here. This is pushing up. Well, now it depends how much pushing power do we give it, 1-to-1 or something else. I would say, I mean, we could have it here, so it would, you know, it would push up in a more direct way or slightly angled. I would say it can be relatively direct. And the way I see it here, the way I see it here, we could have something like this. And this could even be, you know, like in the Lamborghini, it could be a design element where you can see the pushrod, you know. It could be something like this. Here, this guy is I'm basically just eyeballing everything here. So there we go. See, we could have something like this. And this guy, this can move independently. And here is our spring. I have no idea how strong the spring needs to be. You can use, I'll use here a soft spring. You can use a harder spring. You can mount the spring either to the top, so that the spring has more leverage, or to the bottom one, so that the spring has less leverage. I'll mount it to the bottom one, so the spring has less leverage. Just so, because I want this to be relatively soft for our development purposes, let's say. Something like this. You know, with some preload, because we need to, otherwise the spring is going to, you know, since this is interfering with the spring a little bit, we're gonna even turn it around so it doesn't rub on the spring itself, and allows us to, let's see, okay, it depends now on this. Okay, I'll mount it here. Or could mount it even here. So depends on which side it is. You can mount the spring either here or on this side. Doesn't matter. So that they meet. They can meet in the center, or I don't know. Okay, then try number force. Does it fit number force? want to do something here just on the quick, just to mount the spring, so I don't have to engineer a whole lot of stuff here. Well, I guess I can use this here, there, and this. We are building a front suspension for a friend's creation. Basically a multilink Pushrod suspension. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay, we need to make... Okay. I need to use this guy here in order to limit our suspension travel a little bit. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. And I'll assume that this is okay. So I'm gonna mount this into our mount this into our chassis, because I'm really eager to see how this performs. There we go. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, so as long as they don't touch. If they don't touch, we're happy. You will be surprised how close some stuff in real suspensions is. So, you know, brakes in some cars are basically a hair width away from the rim. And it's fine, as long as they don't touch. What do you mean, look up? I'm confused. What do you mean by look up? Okay, so for this particular moment, I don't want there to be a spring. I want to explore this. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, but then we have too much caster. Too much caster, too much camber. I don't know. Whichever steering links I use, I can use the black ones as well. I don't know. So one change that I would do is I would remove this for starters first, and I'll think of something else to mount this, just so I can, you know, have an idea for this. Yeah, that didn't help a lot. Okay. This guy is in my way. Let me just think a little bit. So you say number 3 is no go. Number 3 is no go. So this is too far out because it has the wrong kind of camber. This isn't good either. It isn't good either. Let me try something else. What if I do this? So if I move this one step lower, and one step closer. This looks better. This looks better. We need one step further to the back. Here, and this guy one step lower. Right? Right? Or no? Oh, if this, you know, if I could modify this, let me just check the pictures. Okay, does it scrape or not? That's the only question I have. Does it scrape or does it not? If it scrapes, we are going to scrap what we have here immediately. Because if this scrapes, we can use, well, number 5. Yeah, maybe. Doesn't scrape. Then there's no problem. Then there is no problem. We can do this. Can we? Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. So we can mount it on top here. Right. Well, everything can scrape and interfere with everything if you force it. Of course. Okay. What if we do this? What if we do this? And this. And this. I wonder what what's happening now. Okay, this is crap. Where's the interference? Ah, here is the interference. I see. Okay, so this kind of works, but we have the camber still isn't right. Camber still isn't right. So we need to move this, and we need to redesign this. This needs to go one stud further inside. Because this link is scraping on this, so we cannot have that. Same time, I'm thinking, what if we do this slightly more elegantly with less parts? It will require a stronger spring in the end, but I think it's worth it. Totally is. So, what if we use this and we use this little bugger and this, like that. We mount it here. There. Our link for the suspension. Very neat, very small, minimalistic, works like a charm. Okay. Perfect. Now let's see about this. Let's see what needs to be done here. So we need to move this guy slightly further inwards, I guess. One way to do this would be to use our little friend here. Our little friend here. I need what? Half a stud. Yeah, we need half a stud. So half a stud more inwards. Yeah, okay. Now let's hold it with something because I don't want it to dance around like this. But at the same time, we already see a problem. No problem. We're going to raise it a little bit. Yeah, and then we have enough clearance. Enough clearance. I'm going to mount it here with something, and then we're going to see what the suspension angles are. This is just a temporary mounting fix. Wait, what do I want to do? I wanted to mount it a bit higher, maybe. What's interfering now? What the? Oh, nothing is interfering. So, okay. Where do I have to be? Yeah, I know there's space, but right now I'm not interested in the whole solution. I'm interested just in the geometry. Once we have the geometry, then we can think about making this a bit more. How should I put it? Making a little bit more sense, I guess. First, I want it to. But yeah, as you said, a beam might be a good solution here to fix this into place like that. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this. That seems to be the easiest way, because this isn't the final solution. I just want to see if everything works. No, this is not Land Rover. So we still have Camber in the wrong direction. We do have caster, which is nice. Everything is quite on the outside, but the camber is the problem. So if we return back to what we had before, this is gonna make it might even solve it. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. So, 2 of these. 1, 2, okay. Let's see. What's the camber situation now? Okay, this looks fine. This doesn't. Thing is, these two need to be either lower, like in this position, or this needs to be higher. What if we make it? Okay, can you try this solution with the Porsche wheels? If this is gonna rub. Just a second. This looks fine. I can, yeah, this looks fine. Can you try this solution? If this rubs or not. I think this is not gonna rub. And if it doesn't, this would be perfect. And I'm just gonna move this guy here. Okay. So basically what we've done here is we increased the suspension travel. And this is for the car that we are building. This is perfect. Doesn't need more. So camber is fine. Kingpin angle is okay. Could be bigger, but it's okay. Something like that. I would increase the caster a little bit, but I can't. There's no way to increase the caster. So I don't know. I'm happy with it. This actually, it's surprisingly the top joints are pretty stiff, but the bottom ones, you see, there's plenty of movement. However, as we said before, once you put stress here on the spring, or blimey, it's still movement. What the fuck? Do I not put enough stress on the spring? I do. I don't know. This is... Oh, right. Because I'm not making contact here. Ah, I see. Okay. No luck. So it rubs. It does rub. I see. Okay. Okay, it rubs. So, but if it's one stud lower, then it doesn't rub. Okay. Now I would I would like to adhere to your original design, because the design of the car is made for the width of the Porsche wheels. Otherwise, we need to make the suspension one stud larger as well, because the Land Rover wheels are going to be too much inside of the... What do you mean 4? So it fits the Land Rover wheels perfectly. You can see what a small area they actually pivot in. (9898). Which part is that? Hold on. 9898. No, that would be too long. That would be too long. I don't think that would be cool. That would be an extreme kingpin. I would prefer if it had more caster. Or what if? No, that would be the same. Yeah, of course it would rub. God damn it. Well, let's see. Okay, let's give it a little bit more kingpin. Let's see. I'm open for experiments. Let's see what happens. This is Lego. Everything is game. Oh wow. This is quite adventurous. Okay. I don't know. Not sure I'm comfortable with that, but let's see what happens. Yeah, but I would still want them to be higher up, which we can do now without penalty. So we can use these two. See? We can use these, I think. I hope. If not, we're gonna move this. But this gives us the mounting options that we need. Otherwise, we're dead in the water. Okay. So we want some caster. We want some caster. And let's see. Okay, this could go. What about here? God, this is so sketchy. This is so sketchy. Oh no. The thing that's bothering me is I want this to be much, you know, the further apart they are, the sketchier this is. I want this to be something like this. Probably not. I know which part you mean. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. So Camber is alright. We do have caster. We do have kingpin. But something here feels, something here feels, at this point, feels a little bit forced. Natural, this is in the way. This is being in the way. Yeah, we shouldn't have any problems with steering. Mounting the steering should be a no-brainer. Somewhere here. Let's see. I don't know yet. That shouldn't be very difficult to mount. Okay, so let's try it live. Let's try it with the spring. Ah, yes. Addressing this. So here, what we need here? Here we need just this. Oh, right. So, what do we need here? Here, since we don't want this to be lifted up, what can we use here? Let me just use this. Oh, this is forced. Let's not use that. We had a solution before. So what can we do here? Yeah, I know it hits him. I know it hits it. I am thinking about the solution. Okay. Even more camber. And we don't hit anything anymore. What's happening here? fine. It's fine. We just need to solve this little guy here. This little guy is gonna be solved like that. There. Oh, wrong part. So, like this. Come on, work with me here. This. Okay. So we put this in and this, and then pin, and that's good. That's good. Now let's mount this, which we can mount very simply. In the middle, of course. This, like this. So when you are making the springs, one spring is mounted on one side of this, and on this side you mount it simply on this side, and then they don't interfere. Of course, then you need to find another solution for this, but you know, small problems. Of course, we need to solve this. So this is the next project. Okay. And after we solve this, I think we are also going to solve the side-to-side movement as well. So this is now providing an unwelcome lever, which we do not want. We do not want this lever to be this way. So, well, just let's recap the geometry here without steering yet. So we have basically neutral camber. When the suspension bumps, the camber slightly increases, which is good. This is desired. That's why we have long and short wishbones, so that when the suspension rises up, the camber increases. And then of course we have caster and kingpin, and the wheel is actually pivoting in a very nice spot. So this is nice. And we just need to solve this. A better mounting point for the pushrod, and then we can mount the steering link wherever this will be. I have a feeling that that's not really gonna be an issue. But as a matter of fact, let's mount this guy now. So on top. Well, doesn't matter. Let's do this first. Okay, so we don't want this lever. What do we do about it? Let's see. We do want this. It needs to combine both of these. But let's see. This one is 6 studs. Yes. Okay. Very nice. So we're gonna combine these two into one. So we have a 4 stud here. Like this. Come on. And then in here we can have what? 6er, basically like this. This one goes in here. Oh, the other way. Other way. The multilink is for Mr. Amortis Mock, so one of his cars. Very specific. So this and of course what I would do at this point, yeah, maybe I would do this and so I would like this guy to be here. However, listen to me. Listen to me. We can do this. We can do this. This guy can pivot here, and then we have it here. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Haha. We can have it like this. Just a moment. Give me a second. Okay. We make this longer. Then this will work. Once, if this guy was one stud longer, this would be amazing. What could we do? One stud longer, or this guy can reach far enough. So let's make this guy reach far enough. And for this to happen, we need to do something like this. And as always on this stream, every time we rebuild something, it turned out to be better. Yeah, or the linkage lower. That's also an option, even a better option. And that's what we're gonna do. So we can use these, one of my favorite parts. It's gonna be a little bit fiddly, you know, because we need to get them in. Oh man, that's why I didn't want to do this. This is not fun. Okay, now the only problem is that this limits the travel of our spring. Let's see how much. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Back to the original plan. Because in this configuration here, it can pivot enough in every direction. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to put it one stud further out, because see, this is already vertical. This is already vertical now. And if I put it out more, this is not gonna be good. I'm gonna mount the suspension now, this guy, and see what interference we have, because I kind of suspect that things are not gonna be good for us. Yeah, worse than before. I mean, the springiness feels better, of course, but now because this is so angled so much, we cannot turn it. No. 1-to-1 would be if this would be mounted directly to the knuckle. This is your measure. So we have like 1/3 to 2/3. So it's like one third in. That's the ratio. Okay, we cannot let it be like this. This is not good. But there is a solution. Of course there is. I hope there is a solution. Let's put it this way. I hope there is. I hope this is gonna solve it. To bring it a little bit closer. Yeah, this might be it. This might be it. See? This is now how it goes. There's no interference, not that I can feel. Oh, this one's out, like there. Yeah. This looks good. This looks good. Of course, what's happened here is that because of the angled part here, our knuckle is now about one stud further up. So it's not level with the ground anymore, or with this. But let's see how much of a problem this is. Okay. I would say this is not a problem. We have still 2 studs of clearance to the ground. And I think this should be perfect. See? Should be perfect. And the pivot is now really, you know, inside of the wheel. Let's mount the steering link. It's bored. Kind of bored. I don't know. To be honest, I don't care. Okay. In our case here, what I would do, come on. There's always be people who dislike stuff, so, you know, no reason to concern yourself. Come on. Oh. Ah. Exactly. Okay. So what I did, I moved the steering knuckle on top. I mean the inner steering link on top. Okay. Just so I have the option to now mount this guy to the bottom, I guess. So, not sure if the geometry is going to pan out, but I am gonna try to do it. Oh man, what have I done? Ah, wrong hole. Wrong hole. I wanted to use this guy. Please go inside. Okay. Let's fix this so it doesn't move and give us false results. So naturally, yeah. That's what she said, yeah. Exactly. That's something that she would say, yeah. Okay, bump steer is definitely present. It's definitely there. And we have interference here. So let's move this to the other side, I guess. No, that's basically it. Bump steer, solving bump steer is really simple. Lower wishbone needs to be in the same line as the steer link, nothing else. So let's see. Ideal point would be like here. So not quite in the middle. Yeah. Here we don't have any bump steer. I cannot feel it. I cannot feel bump steer. What about now? Oh, maybe a little. Maybe a little. Where are we? Here. Okay. I guess there's not gonna be room for this. No, not in a million years. Well, here maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. What could we do? Well, there's other options you can do this. You know, the wishbone here can be utilized differently. You know, you could make it a torsion bar. You know, this could be a torsion bar suspension without problems. Or you can make this knuckle different. You can make it like so that the springs are in here. This is also a possibility. So you could basically move the servo motor from here to here, and then you can have the springs in here. You know, if you let's say that you use this setup, you know, if you use, instead of what we have here, you use this. Imagine this inside here, you see, and then you have like, well, you need probably a longer rod, see, like this, and then the springs are inside here, like vertically. Yeah, so you see the springs can be here horizontally, then this is no problem. There we go. See? And even now, there's even less chance of the springs interfering with each other. As simple as that. If this is too high, you can use, I don't know, a 3 instead of the 2. A 3 would give you even less profile here. For example, see? Well, maybe that's not enough, but you get the gist. Yeah, that's enough. That's perfect. You won't need more suspension travel than this anyway in your car. So this gives you a low profile. The springs are not in the way, you know, they're hidden inside. The servo is on this side, and all is good. We just need to mount this guy, the pesky little guy. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Everything is of course limited by the wheel, so the wheel diameter. All that we can do. Worst case scenario. What would be the worst case scenario? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's remove this guy. I'm gonna use this anyway. For now. It's limiting by too much, and I like big suspension travel because that allows me to explore the limits of the suspension. Okay. So what if we have this here? What are the consequences? There is very little bump steer. Very little. The problem is that we have absolutely no way of mounting this in this position. Not with this being here. And if this isn't here, then we have movement here. Bummer. Man. Either way, we cannot win. Or can we? I don't know. Because we cannot have anything here. It's gonna interfere with the wheel because it's not enough diameter. We cannot have anything here. God. Okay, I'll experiment a little bit. I will experiment a little bit. And I will do... What can I do? No, I cannot do what I wanted to do. No, I cannot. I can do this. Wait a minute. I just want to see what happens if I do this. Just want to see if there's too much bump steer. I mean, I can feel it, just ever so slightly, but the bump steer itself is not really the problem here. The problem here is that, you know, this is the problem. God. Okay, at this moment, we're gonna do something completely different. Let's try this. Okay. We do want this to be all the way down. Okay. Yes, that's gonna happen. Where are you? Oh yeah, that's 10 length. That's 10 studs long, yeah. Good that you pointed it out. Good that you pointed it out. Which is good, because we can shorten this. And everybody's gonna be happy. Why is everybody gonna be happy? Because we can omit a lot of stuff. Now that it's 1 stud a quarter, it's gonna be a lot simpler. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now this isn't right. Now this isn't right. What should we do here? Every time there's a solution, there's a problem. So what was the problem here? Interfered. Wait a minute. Hey, integrali. Sup. Okay. Just let's sit this for a while. What I wanted to do here are two things. And maybe we're gonna solve two problems with one stroke. Come on, okay. So this would be our main steering link. I mean, suspension arm. And now that this guy now cannot be 10 studs. However, what we want is a bigger triangle. You know, what we want is a bigger triangle, so that this isn't gonna happen as it happened before. So this wobbling in the lower part. We want a bigger triangle, and that's okay. We can have a bigger triangle because this is a multilink suspension. We don't care. We can have the pivot point here. Doesn't matter. Can be here. Let's say it's here. So we move it further to the front. Of course, now we have a problem that it's limiting our pivoting. That's okay, because we need to move this further to the front. Yeah, we need to be bolder. Okay. So 1, 2. Okay. There we go. Okay, now that we've done this, suddenly we need to rearrange the upper steer links, because the camber is just, the caster is just way too much. Caster is castratory. No, I'm not good at this. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. One small thing
and we are redesigning the whole suspension.
Oh yeah. Ha ha ha. Look at that. How much stronger this is. That's amazing. Oh yeah. This is it, boys and girls. This is it. We have caster. We have camber in the front, which isn't the end of the world, but can we fix it? Yes, we can fix it. Okay, this is solid. This is solid in, oh my god, this is really solid in every possible dimension. This is a really solid setup. Yep. This is good. This is very good. Really like it. Oh my god. Yep. This should really pivot on a really small area. Very nice. Okay. Pushrod. Yeah. Pushrod. Okay. How do we do the pushrod now? Oh, I can do it here. How do I do it so it actually can pivot there? I wonder. Oh, that's such a hard question. Oh my god. I don't know. I like both. Depends on the mood. Really. It's not, I cannot choose. I like both equally. What to do with this? Such a pickle. If the pushrod was one stud longer, why can it all never be the way I want it? It's always either too short or too long. Ideally, I would have a charger that has the handling of the E30. That would be perfect.
we said what? That this established that this isn't gonna work, right?
My what? My really car? What do you mean by really car? You mean what do I drive every day? I drive a BMW E36 Compact 318 Ti, so 140 horsepower, 4-cylinder. Man. Oh, right. That would work. Why did I not think of this before? What was the issue? Of course. The same setup that we already had. That's gonna work. Because so much has changed. Would it surprise you that I am not a fan of convertibles, or cabrios for that matter? So something's not quite right. Ah, okay. What if I omit this? And I can actually have this now again here. This is an option here. And I put this inside here. There we go. Well, the only things that I can only swear in Russian. Only sika blyat, kurva, and stuff like that. That's everything I know in Russian. Or maybe some other words that are similar in Russian and Slovenian. I don't know. Probably not that many. So, Yeah, I just realized I've been building this off screen. Sorry. Anyway, um, this is as close to perfection as we can make it. Everything works. There is no interference to anything. Everything is smooth and nice. Oh, it's a poly. Okay, right, yeah. Okay, now let's see. We need to move this one on the other side. Okay. Let's see if we have a better crack at this. Yes, actually. Mm-hmm. 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 That's not good. Okay. So yep, exactly. That's exactly what it means. Basically, the literal translation would be no clue. This would be it. If only we could mount this shit half a stud offset. In here. The most impossible position imaginable. My god. Well, it's Yasna does mean bright, but in context, the expression that uh, that someone has no clue. I mean, that someone's how do I don't know how to tell you this in English. I don't know. I have a bigger problem at hand. How to mount this fucker? This is impossible. I mean, usually I would use, for example, something like this. See? With this, I would offset it half a stud. The problem here is I cannot mount this anywhere except maybe here on top. But here on top, I have a feeling that it's gonna interfere with the rim, even in the Porsche. Or here. I don't think this would work. Because here inside, of course, inside of the wheel hub, of this nasty Lego wheel hub, I cannot put a one stud axle in here. I mean, because it kind of bumps into the wheel hub. So I cannot mount this anywhere. I could try maybe, just maybe, I could try this. Let's see. I mean, this has like some bumps there, but more than bumps there, I'm more concerned about the toe in. This has toe in. But I mean, and like this, of course, because it's a large lever, it kind of doesn't provide enough steering angle, which is a bummer. Just a second. I need my thinking tea. Such a small bugger. Such a big problem. Okay, everything other than the steering we have figured out. Okay. Now the steering. We go one step further up. This is not gonna be good, I guess. Oh, come on! Are you serious? What the? Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. I cannot feel bump steer. I know there's some present, but it's negligible. It's negligible. See, they are almost perfect. Now let's see how much steering angle we can get. That would be pretty good. I would say this is a pretty good steering angle. So it's very strong setup. This is probably the strongest part of the car. Yeah, this is all extremely strong. It has the right angles, and I would say that this is a complete success. Yeah, of course. I cannot mount the wheel, but I guess that the Porsche wheel is gonna clear this. Morty, can you build this and tell me if the Porsche wheel clears this?
I would like to know.
Just this part. Just to see if this here clears the Porsche wheel, because it doesn't clear the Land Rover wheel. If it does, there's your suspension. I think we really thought of everything. Multilink magic. This is almost like the suspension or the steering system of the Batmobile. And it has some nice angles to it. Oh, come on, focus. Man, camera. I'll make pictures, of course, so that other people can build it as well. Or if you do build the suspension, then you will have instructions for it as well. And I can post the links on my Facebook under the video. So here, it's too white here. Okay, so I mean the Land Rover wheels are half a stud. What the fuck? Isn't the rim of the Porsche too bigger? No, I don't understand. I mean the Land Rover wheels are half a stud. Not even that. See? Not even that. So the Porsche wheels don't clear either. Part 151. Okay, let me Google this. 15100. No. That part is not possible. Yeah, do show me the Porsche wheel, because I don't know if the Porsche wheels are bigger diameter than the Land Rover wheels. I mean the Porsche rims, the rims should be bigger diameter, and the tire should be smaller. But if the Porsche rims are bigger diameter, then they should fit. They should absolutely fit. And yes, this guy needs to be here. Otherwise, we have problems. Or do we? You know what? If you omit this part, if you omit the lift arm, it's okay as well. I would say it's okay. Bump steer is I can feel it being there, but it's so small that you can omit. You can really ignore it. You can ignore the feeling of bump steer. You can if you omit it and it goes into the rim, use it. Yeah, Land Rover wheel doesn't go on even with this, but Porsche wheel should go. Porsche wheel should fit, and this is perfect. Everything goes really smooth without any interference. The angles are good. It's very strong. So yeah, we cannot do any better. And we not only that, we actually have not altered the we have not altered your original design. Basically, all that we did was within the parameters and the limitations of the existing chassis of your car, and you don't have to change a lot of what you have, because it all fits inside of it.
That's mighty tight. It's very tight. Too tight. Too tight for my taste. That's definitely gonna rub because of the slack in the wheel hub. That's definitely gonna rub.
Well, the charger, I plan to make it remote controlled, but I do not know with what. Not sure if power functions are the right solutions, defined solution. You would sand that, really. You would modify Lego. You Philistine. Yeah. I am not comfortable modifying Lego. I mean, I do it, of course. I do it when I design models that are really, you know, designed to perform, and when I decide to, you know, fuck it, I want this to work like this. But I discovered that actually the true magic is when you keep within the limitations of Lego and use as much unmodified parts as possible. Sometimes that's not possible, but 99.9%, you know. Yeah. Dr. Phil Esteen. I don't know. This, no matter how you turn it, if you, without sanding this down, this is not gonna work. There's no parts that would make this happen. That's the problem. Or is there? What if? What if? What if we do it slightly different? Because we have the room. Not only does this fit, it's even stronger. It's even stronger than it was before. See? It fits. And this should fit even the Land Rover wheel. Which, strangely, it does. These, of course, rub, but these should not rub against the Porsche wheel. It's really small. Should fit in the Porsche rim without any problem. The what? The half stud? The half stud? Why the what? Yeah, one more thing. What if we do this? Half stud wide or what? I don't understand. I mean, but if it rubs, you can always revert it. We can do it like this. This would also fit. See? Because we do have the room. We can do it like that. See? And this should fit the Land Rover wheels just perfect. There we go. There we go, you see? No. You see, we have changed so much in our geometry since the half stud days that this is no longer necessary. The half stud is no longer necessary. No half stud required. This is perfect. Look at this guy. This feels really nice. Really nice. There's no interference anywhere. Nothing is rubbing. This is perfect. I think today's mission was a complete success. And see, that's the maximum that you can get. The maximum deflection that you can get. And that's better than anything Lego makes. And the steering axle is definitely inside of the wheel. Even the Land Rover, it's even inside of the Land Rover wheel, which is narrower than the Porsche wheel. So yeah, that's very good. There you go. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the stream. One more thing. I'm just gonna do one more thing because I'm lazy and I am not gonna do anything after the stream is done, except pictures. So let's use this one. There we go, so that we can have, we don't have a lot of air here and the hood can close normally. Yep, that's perfect. And the spring goes in
here. Or does it? Yeah. Let's re-engineer one more thing. Because this is really gonna then work as intended. Ah, crap. Okay, now it does interfere. So close. So you were mounted where? Here. Okay. Yeah, we can have it. We can have everything. So like this. And we simply mount it in here. Like this. Like this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh my god. Amorti, thank you very much. That was unnecessary, but thank you. I think the only thing that we should consider is how much suspension travel we want, but I think we can get away with this. Hold on, because I really want this to be not in the center, but here, like this, and then we can have it our way. Come on, like this. Yeah. Or no. Gah.
I just want to finish the spring mount. Just the spring mount. Can we have it like this? Maybe. Maybe that we get it. Okay. But now we need to go down. Very good. Okay. Should crap. There's always like half a stud, or isn't it? No, wait. What if we turn this around so the spring cannot rub? Okay, yeah. There we go. There we go. And now if you build it mirrored on the other side, 6, 5, 5, 3. Okay, 6, 5, 5, 3. 6, 5, 5, 3. No, with the pole reverser switch, we don't really gain anything. We don't gain anything with it, but this is fine. And the good part is that you can use the soft spring here because of the lever. See, because of the lever here, you can use the softest spring possible, and you still have very good suspension travel. This is like old school Formula 1, basically, with the inboard springs like this. Anyway, I'll make you pictures of this right now after the stream and post it as a private message. I don't know, it doesn't really bind, to be honest. I mean, sure, there's this, see, the spring is actually torsionally bending this a little bit. That is true. But depends on what you do or what kind of setup you want here. You can also use, you can always use this setup now as an angular one, and have the spring horizontal if you like. This would also bend less because the spring would have less force on it. For example, I mean, the difference in overall height is between the two setups is, let's say it's not big. It's not big. There. And this is now even softer. See? Even softer. And for the other side, so on the other side, you basically just put the spring on this side, so on the inner side. And you see, you basically mirror it. And if you ask me, this has some aesthetic property that I really like. You see the V here. It's like, I think the KTM X-Bow or something has this. It looks really nice. Doesn't really add much to the height. And a bonus, you don't have to move the servo. Yeah, it clears everything. Clears links. No problem. So either way, there's the suspension. It works perfectly. I think you should integrate the springs as a design element. They would look really nice. You know, like this. Would look really nice as a design element. Let me just make this side for everybody to enjoy the view. Because I know how it looks in my head, but maybe not everybody can picture it. The only issue I can see with this is that we have actually changed now the position of the wheels. I'll explain in a second. See, this would then be the final setup. So both springs mounted. Well, the only thing that we did here is that we moved the position of the wheel here. The position of the wheel. We moved the position of the wheel by one stud forward from the previous position, and we didn't really add anything to the car that would be difficult to add with your current setup. I mean, there's really not much. I changed these to the inside. They are not necessary in front because it all holds up. Yeah, and I like with a supercar like you built. I like it if the suspension is part of the design. When you look at it, you know it's technique after all. You want to see some of the mechanics that make it work. And yeah, I like it. Really like it. This is a good suspension. And if you build it, everybody who's gonna build it, it has potential. I don't think you will have to mod the front bodywork much, but in the end, you have to build it first and then see what is what. I don't know, but since the wheels are turning much more than before, so in a tighter spot, it should be fine. You should actually have more clearance than before. And there's, you know, real cars as well have the upper wishbone mounted like at an angle. Now we don't need this for the same reasons, but it's nice to know that we have it. For real cars have it for anti-dive geometry when braking. So basically, when the car brakes, force is applied to the wheel, and then the whole weight of the car basically comes down to the front suspension, and the upper wishbone, or in this case the upper pivots, the upper links, are at an angle because this creates kind of a force that prevents the car from diving as much as it would otherwise if this would be perfectly straight. There's videos on YouTube which explain this in detail. But yeah, anyway, the stream today has been, wow, 3.5 hours long. Okay, let's pack it up. Next stream at the usual time, Friday. Friday at the same time, and on Friday we continue with the charger. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I'll make pictures of this and post them to Amorti, and I will make post them to my Dropbox and post the link below the stream after it's uploaded to YouTube. So when you want to rewatch the stream, the link with the pictures will be at the bottom. Anyway, check out my Patreon, the usual. I'm on all social media under the same nickname. You can find me on Telegram, Viber, I don't know, Facebook, Twitter, Eurobricks, everywhere. I'm really not hard to find. And I see you on Friday.